Okay, I'm just going to give a few more seconds to let some folks filter in to the webinar. So I know it can take a second. Then I'll go over some logistics and we will get started. Okay, so everything I'm about to say, I will put back into the chat so that you'll know if you missed it. But welcome to the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling. So incredibly important that you're here, especially with how difficult it is to particularly visit certain universities or colleges. And this is a great way for you to talk to the experts that know the most about their institutions and the process of transferring. This part is really important. Our panelists cannot hear or see you. So if you have a question during their presentation or during this 45-minute session for one of the institutions or for all of them, you just need to click the Q&A button. It's either at the bottom or top of your screen. So you click that Q&A button and you can ask a question and they'll be able to answer that. Otherwise, you can contact them on your own free time whenever is convenient for you with the information that they give. Again, your microphone and your video are off, so the Q&A button is the best way for you to contact these folks during this 45-minute session. This is actually the last day for this transfer virtual fair, but there are always more sessions in the future at strivescan.com. A recording of this, including the chat and the Q&A, will be available on the website and will be pushed out to you as well. So with that, and again, I will put all of that information into the chat, we will kick it off with Northland College.
All right, thank you. I'm just going to start my timer here and share my screen. Okay, so here we go. Alrighty, so hello everybody, good evening. My name is Matt Malum and I am the Transfer Admissions Counselor here at Northland College. Northland College was founded in 1892 and we're now a community of just over 600 students coming from all over the country, all over the United States, as well as several other countries beyond those borders. And if you're at all familiar with Wisconsin, we are at the very tippy top of Wisconsin. We're located in the Chequamegon Bay area, about an hour from Duluth, Minnesota, and about 40 minutes from the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore near Bayfield, Wisconsin. So in this image here, the orange arrow, we're sort of like right at the tippy top of that. So again, pretty much as far north in Wisconsin as you can go. Northland's main campus is just about 100 acres in size, but our borders are really just the beginning. We're right between the city of Ashland, a population of about 8,000, and nearly 1 million acres of national forest. The city of Ashland itself is vibrant with historic buildings, cozy restaurants, local craft breweries, antique stores, a co-op, a movie theater, biking trails, hiking trails, the harbor, all of that. And it's really a delightful place. And so if you've never visited, it's worth a visit, even if you don't come to Northland. So Northland is, as the slide says, an enduring classic. We're part of that proud traditional liberal arts tradition, but we offer a twist. We have a lot of focus on sustainability and social justice. Okay, so that means we have programs that span the arts and sciences, being a liberal arts college, but we're particularly well known for our programs in things like natural resources, outdoor education, biology, sustainable community development, Native American studies. And we're also offering climate science major this year, as well as we have minors in sustainable agriculture, sports management, that kind of thing. So again, this focus on the environment, sustainability, and social justice permeates sort of everything that we do. And we're also an NCAA Division III school with 14 varsity sports, and roughly 38% of our students are student athletes. So if you're interested in playing a sport or you're looking to be recruited, we'd certainly take students coming from other institutions to play in our athletics teams. In addition to all of the sort of the basic information, we've really our commitment to the environment and to an environmentally focused education has really been noticed around the United States by some pretty prestigious organizations. You can see here on this slide where Sierra Magazine, Cool Schools, not featured on this slide is we're in the Princeton Review top 50 green schools in the country. We're Wisconsin's first bee campus, so pollinator-friendly campus. We participate in local food, or the Real Food Challenge. We've divested completely from fossil fuels, and we are a founding member of the EcoLead Consortium. So there's a lot of really cool stuff sort of that we can tout as accolades. But I think one of the things that also really makes Northland unique is our strong sense of community. So we have about 20 clubs, 3 student publications, an outdoor equipment rental facility, and lots of events going on. And it's really a very, very friendly environment, very transfer friendly. It's the kind of place where you walk down the sidewalk and people you don't know will say hi to you. So the sense of community is a really important part of your Northland education. In addition to that is our location, which underwrites everything that we do. So, we are 10 blocks from Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake in the world, and, just about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore, which is what you see here. And, we've really developed a style of education that promotes experiential learning and hands-on field-based experiences. So in this picture, you have biology and natural resources majors, and they get out in the field constantly. But that's true across the board. It doesn't just have to be the sciences or the more conventional field-based things. So this combination of strong community, unique academic opportunities, and an experiential learning in an incredible location really leads to some strong outcomes. 89% of our students graduate in 4 years or less. About 99% of students who transfer in with a 2-year degree are graduating within 2 years, so they're staying on track with that 4-year degree. And most of our students, over 90%, are employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. And just to kind of wrap us up here, I've got about 30 seconds. Just want to say, we're still accepting applications for fall 2021. It's an online form that you fill out. There's no essay, no letter of recommendation required. We do ask you for your official or unofficial transcripts from any college or university you've previously attended. And if you've earned less than 17 transferable credits, you'll also need to submit your ACT scores or GED or what have you. And if you're admitted, I will provide you a breakdown of how all of your credit will transfer to Northland specifically. And you can transfer up to 65 credits from a 2-year institution, and there's no limit from a 4-year institution. And every student who's admitted to Northland will receive an academic merit scholarship between $18,500 and $24,500. So that takes a big chunk out of our overall cost of attendance. So that's just kind of a quick rundown here. I'll put my details in the chat, and let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks, everybody.
Great, thank you. Definitely put that into the chat. Next up, we have Capital University.
Can you see me? Uh-oh. Hold
I don't
on.
think okay. As I say, I see you, but I don't see your shared screen.
Hold on. I don't know what I did. My apologies. Let me try.
No worries. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, my apologies. Hi, my name's Deanna Bond. I'm one of the admission counselors at Capital University, and I work with transfer students who both come into the adult degree completion program and our traditional transfer program. We are so fortunate to be located in Columbus, Ohio, the 14th largest city in the United States, the #1 opportunity city, and the #7 city for young professionals. Yet, we're 10 minutes from downtown Columbus and located in Bexley. Bexley's a wonderful community. I've lived here for 30 years. I love it. It's a wonderful place to go to college. Everything you need is right outside our front gates on Main Street. We have restaurants, grocery stores, pharmacies, a movie theater, nail and hair salons, yoga studio, churches, synagogues, even an urgent care center. Right outside our front gates are also a bus stop to explore Columbus, and you also get a free bus pass when you're a student at Capitol. We have about 2,700 undergraduate students. If you include all of our graduate programs, we have about 3,500 students, including the law school, the seminary, our MBA program, and our adult students. Each year, we annually enroll about 100 transfer students or more in all of our programs. Some fast facts: we have a 77.6 transfer retention rate. We have 34% first-gen college students, 26% students of color, and 67% of our classes have less than 20 students in them. So it really allows for a nice faculty-student ratio. We have 60 majors and 50 minors, and transfer students are welcome in all of our majors. Some popular majors for transfer students would be education, nursing, business, soc, psych, crim, biology, social work, exercise science. We also have a 12-to-1 student faculty ratio and an average class size of about 20 students. So once again, you really get to know your professors know you by name, and we don't have any teaching assistants at Capitol. You're taught by professors at Capitol. We have over 90 student clubs and organizations. The categories of those would be academic, professional, leadership, cultural, fraternity, sorority life, religious and spiritual, service organizations, musical organizations, ensembles, and social and recreational. If we don't have a club that you want, you can create your own. Just get 7 friends and an advisor, and you can start your own club. We are proud to say 95% of our graduates are employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation, and that's pretty impressive. We are Division III OAC athletics, and we have 20 intercollegiate teams for our students. 1 in 5 of our undergrad students are actually involved in athletics. The application process is fairly simple. We also are still accepting applications for fall and for the summer. Transfer students can complete the common application or our own transfer application. We don't require an essay, and we don't require a fee for our application. Just submit the online application, send in all official transcripts from all colleges attended, and you'll hear a decision from us. We'll also, this will also be your scholarship application. Now, for our adult students, we don't offer scholarships, but we do offer a reduced tuition rate. Our deadline for fall is August 1st. So if you're still interested, we are still accepting applications. Credits transferring to the university: as soon as a student's accepted, we'll go ahead and evaluate your credits. We'll give you a degree audit, a credit evaluation. We'll forward that on to faculty. You can meet with them, plan out your remaining time at Capitol, and then also your upcoming semester courses. One of the things I want to point out that we do at Capitol is we offer a scholarship for associate degree students for those of you who are at a community college. And also, if you have the associate degree in the Ohio transfer module, we're going to waive you from most of our gen ed classes. So you'll have 2 of those you'll have to plug in. We also have a transferology account, and we have those classes on our website. So feel free to look through the Capitol website. If your college and or courses are not listed, let us know. We can have those reviewed for you. Capitol is trying to make it more affordable for transfer students. One way we do that is with our scholarships. If you have a 3.0 or higher, you'll get an $18,500 presidential. If you have below a 3 we still give you a presidential, but it's $14,000. And we have some other scholarships that you can see below that will be stacked onto that scholarship. Our brand new scholarship this year is our $1,000 visit scholarship. That can also be stacked on top. So I mentioned the associate's degree. We also have Phi Theta Kappa for Phi Theta Kappa members. That's another $2,000. So some of those scholarships can really add up. We also encourage students to file the FAFSA so that we can give them a full financial aid award. The last thing I want to talk about is visiting campus. I've already talked about our visit scholarship. So please make sure that if you are planning to apply for Fall 21, that you plan an on-campus tour by May 1st. Then you'll get that $1,000 visit scholarship. We also have virtual opportunities daily, Monday through Friday. You can visit with an admission counselor, you can schedule a professor appointment, a coach, and then we have some special events that we will offer and invite students to based on your status. We have an accepted student event this Saturday. If you're an accepted Capital student, we look forward to seeing you then. And if you have any questions, feel free to mention that today or reach out to us directly at the admission account or directly to my email or phone. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you. Next up, we have Ohio Wesleyan University.
Hi there. So my name is Tiffany Wade. I am the Associate Director of Transfer Admission here at Ohio Wesleyan. And you will, first things first, you're going to hear me refer to Ohio Wesleyan as OWU. It rolls off the tongue a little easier than OWU, and it's important to note right away because one of the things I'm going to focus on today is the OWU connection. The OWU connection is really the heart of everything that is not direct academics, and it is how you build on your future, how you network for your future, how you get internships, how you do research, travel, all of the experiences that you have in college that will make your future different. There are 3 pillars of the OWU connection: think big, go global, and get real. So the think big is about the interdisciplinary programs and the research that you do. The faculty in the picture at the top there, it's one of our zoology professors and one of our math professors. They're working together in one of our travel learning courses. So the students there are learning specifics about a species that they'll be studying after that 16 weeks. And they're also learning about different mathematical formulas that they'll also be using, because at the end of that course, they will spend 2 weeks in the Galapagos Islands for this specific course. So some neat opportunities there to learn information and then use that information directly after the course, so it really sinks in. Going global is the second leg. And, you know, in a typical year, we have students that are traveling all over the United States and all over the world. It's a different form of learning, and students can create their own learning experiences with theory to practice grants where they design the experience location that they want to visit and learn from, and those are paid for with grant funds through the university. So about 70% of our students travel through the OWU connection. And then the last leg is get real, because you're going to college ultimately to get a job, and we want to make sure you have relevant experience in your area of expertise. So internships and experiences that are directly related to your specific focus and your major, you'll have opportunities to participate in those. And again, start networking, having experiences that you can use when you graduate from Ohio Wesleyan. This is an example. Like many students, Eva had a lot of experiences through the OWU connection. She had 2 travel learning courses, one in Costa Rica and one in the Galapagos Islands. Again, those classes, students meet for the 16-week term and then study somewhere in the world for 2 weeks. She also had internships locally in Delaware, Ohio. She had internships in Baltimore, Maryland. She did 2 different theory to practice grants where she designed her own course and studied, and ultimately led her to having a degree, a job right after she earned her degree in her area of expertise, which is what we want the students to have. We want you to have those experiences, and when you graduate, we want you to have your next step already planned. We are a small private liberal arts college. We have about 1,426 students, but we have students from 44 states and 28 countries. So while we are a small campus and a small population, it feels much bigger than it is because of the global reach that we have. The class sizes are small. Average class size is 15 students. You may have more than that in your initial courses, and then much fewer in your major courses. And then you can read some of the other statistics, but a lot of good coming from the students at Ohio Wesleyan. The top 5 majors we have are politics and government, health and human kinetics, zoology, which includes pre-med, pre-vet, and pre-dentistry tracks, business, and psychology. Those are the top 5, but we do have over 70 majors that students can choose from. So a lot that you can focus on. Our transfer students at Ohio Wesleyan University are eligible for the same merit-based scholarships as first-time freshmen. So if your GPA is above a 3.6, that means you're eligible for the $30,000 Branch Rickey scholarship. And if you aren't quite at that 3.6 GPA, then scholarships begin at $25,000 a year and go up to $28,000 a year. So a lot of opportunities for scholarships as well. Lots of different ways to connect. We are open for tours. We have virtual tours, of course, that are available. You can check out a lot of these different links here for opportunities to explore different academic areas and other areas at Ohio Wesleyan. Feel free to contact me by email or by text if you have any questions, or check out any of the links here so you can explore what your future would look like at OU. Thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you. Next up, we have Otterbein University.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? I don't think you can see me, though. I can't figure out how to turn my camera on. I apologize for that. My name is Mary Mosca. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at Otterbein. I, too, was a transfer student many years ago and transferred into Otterbein. I hope today that I have, with the few minutes that I have, that I can show you what's unique and different and only Otterbein as you're thinking about your next stop on your educational journey. Like Capital, we have Columbus in our back pocket. And if you know anything about Columbus, you know that it's full of opportunities for you to enjoy the arts or sports. They have plenty of festivals, and of course it is the shopper's dream. Many of our students use the quick 15-minute drive to downtown Columbus to explore internship opportunities and cultural. To bring it a little bit closer to home, we live in Westerville, Ohio. We have about 3,000 students, and that includes our graduate programs. Westerville is a charming little town. It's safe. It's full of great walking paths. It has a lot of opportunities for our students in Uptown. And if you are a fan of ice cream, it has 5 ice cream shops within walking distance to campus. So if you like that ice cream, you should think about coming to Westerville. To bring it in even closer to our Cardinal community, this is just a list of some of the organizations that we do offer to our students. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see our president, Comerford. John Comerford has been the president he's starting on his second year. If you do anything in social media, check out his social media accounts. He's a funny guy and he supports our students immensely. We are very excited to have John on our side. Otterbein was founded in 1787. We have many long-standing traditions. We are a Division III school full of spirit and pride for our Cardinals. And we are a very caring community. Part of our founding fathers gave back to our surrounding community, and we encourage our students to do that as well. We have over 70 majors and 40 minors at Otterbein. We have all the very traditional liberal arts majors that you can think of, but we have a few extra that aren't necessarily keyed in as a liberal arts school. We have engineering, we have zoo and conservation science, and we also have several BFA tracks. Some of our most popular majors at Otterbein are education, health and sports sciences, business, accounting and economics, and education. Our average class size is between 18 and 20, and we have a student to faculty ratio of 13:1. Our faculty teach along with research and writing. We do not have TAs on our campus. At Otterbein, we are very committed to affordability. We believe that every student and their family deserves a clear, honest information about what Otterbein would cost. Our tuition, room, and board for this upcoming year is over $43,000, but none of our students actually pay that amount. At Otterbein, we have several scholarships to keep college affordable. They range from our associate degree scholarship for those students that are in a community college looking to go on for their bachelor's degree. We have merit scholarships. We have need-based scholarships for those families that want to file the free application for federal student aid. And we have introduced the Opportunity Scholarship at Otterbein, which guarantees tuition covered up to the cost of that tuition is covered minus your federal financial aid and expected family contribution. At Otterbein, we believe that your tuition should be transparent. We will tell you upfront what your tuition will cost for all the years that you will be spending with us to earn your bachelor's degree. To apply, we are also on the Common App. So if you just go to the Common App or go to otterbein.edu/apply and follow the links, you can complete the free application. There's no essay attached. We will need your official transcripts from all of your post-secondary schools that you've attended. We are ACT and SAT score test optional. However, some of our academic departments do require you to submit test scores. And if you have earned less than 30 credit hours from college, we'll need your high school transcript. So here's just a little bit about our dates and deadlines. Like the other schools, we are still accepting applications for fall 21. The deadline to apply for fall of 21 is August the 1st. For spring 22 and fall 22, our applications open on August 1st. We encourage all of our students to file the FAFSA form and submit official transcripts electronically to us. So I hope I have shared with you a little bit about Otterbein, about that we are committed to diversity, equality, to a lifelong love of learning. We provide our students with opportunity. We are a service-based and sustainability campus. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have Kent State University at Stark. Just want to make sure you're unmuted.
Okay, is everyone able to see that okay? Sorry about that.
Yes, no worries. Looks good.
Perfect. My name is Bo Gannon. I work at Kent State University at Stark, and I work solely with transfer students. I'm excited to share with you today everything that Kent State at Stark can offer you. Just to give you a little bit of a breakdown of the size of our institution. So we have about 7,000 year-round students, a student to faculty ratio of 21:1. The average age of our students being 22 years old, 39% of our student population made up of juniors and seniors. We have an honors program that 200 students are a part of. Nearly all of our students, 70% of them, taking advantage of financial aid. And we have a diverse student population, 13% of our students made up of multicultural or international backgrounds. And our average GPA coming in is a 3.0, average ACT score 21. Kent State, the overall institution is obviously a very far-reaching institution. The Stark campus specifically is a regional campus of the Kent State education system. And we happen to be the largest regional campus of Kent State. Now, Kent State obviously has 8 regional campuses. We have campuses throughout the country, even international sites throughout the globe. Throughout all of the academic programs that Kent offers, that comes out to about 340 programs that Kent offers. At the Stark campus, we offer 25 different bachelor's degrees for students to choose from, a master's degree, a handful of associate degrees, and online programs as well. We also have 30 minors, and you can begin nearly all of your coursework on Kent Stark's campus and then transition over to the Kent campus if you choose to, and there are no transfer issues at all. For a breakdown of all of our degree programs that we offer at Kent, you can see all of the different bachelor's degrees we have here, the associate's degrees, our master's program, and online degree options as well. I really believe that our faculty are really a backbone of our institution. 90% of our faculty members full-time have the highest degree in their field. And one of the nice things about Kent Stark is that all of our classes are taught by either our full-time or part-time faculty members. So we do not have teaching assistants or graduate assistants on our campus. Again, all of your classes are going to be taught by either our full-time or part-time faculty members. Our faculty does a great job of promoting service learning and experiential learning. They are very easily accessible, making themselves accessible through things like advising, involvement in student organizations, mentoring, and office hours. And I think that the thing that all of you came to learn a little bit more about today is the transfer services that we offer at all of our institutions. And here at Kent Stark, I think that we really value making this transition as easy and seamless as possible for students. I think that, one of the ultimate goals that students have is making sure that the credits that they've earned at their institution are going to go towards a degree program on our campus. And that's really why I'm here. So right here is kind of a little bit of a timeline that I think breaks down what you can expect or what you should be expecting if you're considering making a transition, transferring from your institution to ours. The first thing I would recommend is setting up a campus tour. You can sign up for all of our campus tours online. We have them on Mondays and Fridays at 9, noon, and 3. Right now, in a value of safety, we only have one family on each tour, so it's really a personalized experience for you. The next thing that I would recommend is sending me your unofficial transcripts so I can do an unofficial credit evaluation for you. Kind of just a preliminary overlook, take a look to see how your credits could transfer in. Would they go towards a degree program on our campus? I can also give you some advice at possibly what the best degree programs would be given your course history. From there, I would recommend filling out an application. Now, we are not on the Common App. I know that a few other institutions have mentioned that they are. We are not. We have our own separate application, but it can be found on our website. There is no application fee. So I do recommend filling out that application. The only thing that we'll really require are your high school transcripts. We also don't require an ACT or SAT score, or I'm sorry, your college transcripts. We don't require ACT or SAT score. So we just need your college transcripts from any institution you've attended prior to attending Kent Stark. Once we get that information, if you've earned less than 12 credits in college, we will need that high school transcript as well. But once you've received all of your, or once we've received all of your transcripts, you'll get information from us about testing, filling out your FAFSA, how to meet with an advisor, and essentially how to become a flash. All my contact information is up here, but I'll make sure to put that in the chat as well. In addition to the transfer support services we also offer a number of other great support services. One of the ones I want to highlight right now is our student employment. This week actually is our Student Employment Appreciation Week, so I always want to give them a shout out whenever possible. Our campus wouldn't run without them, so we're very grateful for the student employees that we have, and it's a great way to get involved on campus by taking advantage of employment opportunities that we provide for students. Last thing that I want to touch on here is our affordability. I think that this is one of the things that really makes us a competitive institution, and one of the things that I think that students and parents are very comfortable with. Our overall 4-year degree for a bachelor's degree is valued at $28,500. So that's for 8 full semesters at Stark. Our lower level classes, you'll see that number up top, and then junior, senior level. So depending on how you're transferring in might fluctuate on those payments, but we do have a tuition guarantee. So you're not going to pay more than that over those 4 years. Again, many of our students are receiving financial aid, 70% of them, 700,000 of students are receiving scholarship money. And we also have plenty of continuing student and transfer student scholarship opportunities. I wanted to make sure that I was on time, valuing time. So I tried to keep that to 6 minutes. I will put my contact information in there. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening, and take care.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Ohio State University.
Good afternoon. My name is Marco Chavez, and I'm with the Ohio State University. I work in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, which is the office that receives your applications and reviews your applications once you submit them. I'm going to cover a lot of information, so I encourage you to take snaps of the slides or take very good notes. And again, keep asking those questions using the Q&A function. So the best way to describe Ohio State is that we're an academic powerhouse. We have 61,000 students on our Columbus campus, and we offer over 200 majors, a few hundred more specializations that you can focus in within specific majors. We are a research-intensive institution, so you'll have that opportunity to participate in research, as well as to learn from research faculty. These are faculty that are experts in their fields. The textbooks that you'll be reading will be written by your faculty, so they'll be able to explain firsthand new concepts and new knowledge that they're creating. In addition to all the learning that you're doing inside the classroom, a lot of the learning that you're going to be doing at Ohio State is going to be outside of the classroom. So I already mentioned we're research intensive. You'll have an opportunity to connect with our Office of Undergraduate Research and Creative Inquiry to join a research project or to start a new research project. And the great thing is that it funds you as well if you need funding for that research. You could join one of over 1,400 student organizations and gain leadership experience that way, and as well as meet new people. My favorite is studying abroad. So you'll have an opportunity at Ohio State to study abroad for as little as a week, as long as a semester, or even a year. Some programs are dependent on you knowing the language of the host country. Some are not. Some programs are restricted to certain majors. Most are open to all majors. We want you to have all these experiences available to you. And all the experiences that you see on your screen are available to you regardless of your major and regardless of what year you are in school, you're standing. So let me transition now to the application process. So applying to Ohio State is very straightforward. You'll want to complete the online application, and you'll want to submit your transcripts. So we require only your college transcripts unless you've been out of high school for less than a year and have not earned 30 hours after you graduated from high school. But that's really it. That's all we need. We don't need test scores, SAT, ACT, none of that. So again, application and the website to apply is on the screen, apply.osu.edu, and your transcripts. So I mentioned if you have fewer than 30 hours after you graduated from high school, then we'll also need your high school transcripts. But that's really it. And how we'll be making our decision is by looking at your GPA, how well you've performed at the college level, and then using that in order to make an admissions decision. For most majors, to be competitive, you want to have at least a 2.5 cumulative GPA from your former college or colleges. And so these two documents that I mentioned that you need to apply, the application and the transcripts, make sure that you submit them to us by our application deadlines, which for autumn is May and for spring is October 1st. And these dates tend to stay the same from year to year. So even if you're not ready to transfer now, but are waiting until next year or 2 years from now, these deadlines will pretty much stay the same. I do want to highlight the FAFSA deadline though. So you want to make sure that you submit that FAFSA by February 1st of the year before you think you want to start at Ohio State so that we can consider you for the most amount of aid possible. And so earlier I said for most majors, you need a 2.5. We have what are called competitive majors. These tend to be engineering, business, nursing. And so for these majors, you have to have a little bit more than that 2.5. You might have to take certain prerequisite courses, have a higher GPA, like for business, it's a 3.1. So make sure that depending on your major, that you're aware of what those requirements are. Now, what happens if, for example, you apply to Ohio State to a competitive major and you're not competitive to that major, but you're still competitive for Ohio State? Let's say you have a 3.0 and you apply to business, which requires a 3.1. What would happen is that you would get admitted into our exploration program, and that would funnel you into one of these fields that you see on your screen. So you'd still be admitted to the university, and you'd have a chance to later transfer into business, in this example, or to another major of your choosing. Make sure you take a snap of this page so you can learn about all of our different academic programs. And then a few tips, make sure you keep your syllabi, because once we issue your transfer credit report after you're admitted, you'll want to make sure that you seamlessly transfer all your courses from your previous institutions and that we can apply them towards your degree. And know the requirements of your major, meet with your advisors so that they can help you schedule the right classes to keep you on track to graduation. And we always communicate everything by email. So check your Ohio State email, which we call your Buckeye mail. To give you some idea of our numbers, so I mentioned we have 61,000 students on our campus, but every fall, I should say, we receive about 5,600 or so transfer applications. But at the end of the day, only about 2,000 end up coming to Ohio State, 2,000 to 2,300. You can see that the average number of hours that they've earned is about 45, so they tend to be in the sophomore year. Average GPA and traditional age students are around 22. Again, take a snap of this picture. We do have open advising hours every Monday and Wednesday by going to that link that you see at the bottom, campusvisit.osu.edu.
Okay, fantastic. So if I could have all the panelists come back on and they can unmute themselves in the same order that you presented. If you could tell us, what advice would you give someone going through the transfer process, starting with Northland?
It's pretty simple advice, I think, but can't be said enough. It's find, once you've sort of figured out, the institutions that you're interested in transferring to, find the person at that institution who is, equipped to help you specifically as a transfer student. So, the folks that you saw today are obviously the best example of that. So yeah, just look for that specific person who can help you and answer your questions in a more direct and specific way.
And I would recommend students visit campus if they are able to. That on-campus visit, if possible, is really an important piece. You get to meet the students, you can meet with your admission counselor, if you can meet with a faculty member in your major. I think getting a feel for the campus is really important and will help ultimately when you need to make that final decision on where you'll transfer.
I echo with what both Matthew and Deanna said, but I'll also add, don't be afraid to ask questions, because I think we all understand that what your experience was at one institution is not going to be the same as it is at another institution. And even though you've done it before and have taken classes and maybe you have significant coursework, we know that it's not going to be the same process at our institution. So please don't ever hesitate to ask questions, because we always have people that can help you with the steps at our particular institution.
You know, that's all really, really good advice. And I could say the exact same thing, but I'll add my 2 cents worth. I would say that the more connections you make, the more successful you'll become. Whether you're a commuter student or a resident student, the more connections you make, the more successful you'll be. Because we all know that we all run into roadblocks every now and then. And when that roadblock comes in front of you, you want to have those people behind you.
Yeah, I think that all of the advice was great. It's tough going, what is this, 5th in this group here, to not sound like a broken record. But I do think that all of that's great advice. The only thing that I would also advise, I think that Matthew kind of kicked it off here and said to find us on a campus, but take advantage of those transfer service resources prior to, whether or not that's committing to an institution or those kinds of things. Understand, how are my credits going to transfer? All of those kinds of things. And I know that those are the questions that all of you have. And we want to make sure that we're able to appropriately and adequately answer all of those things for you. So make sure that, I know that that you might be pretty eager to get through this process and understanding everything. So patience and understanding and taking advantage of those transfer support services, I think is really key in your position right now.
And I'll just add that make sure you realize what the requirements are of your intended major, just so you can fulfill those with the courses you're currently taking now at your current institution and have less time to completion of that degree.
Yeah, wow, all fantastic advice. Thank you so much to our experts. And I think this was actually one of the pieces of advice I always add at the end is don't be afraid to reach out to these folks. They are the experts and they are trying to guide you to the place that fits you best. And so we're very grateful to all our panelists. We're grateful to the folks that were able to attend virtually and are watching this perhaps even after the fact. Best of luck in figuring out your next steps, and everyone have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you.